Gino, I love this little piggy. Tastes like cream cheese, and this little piggy tastes like manchego cheese, and and this little piggy tastes like feta cheese. Give me. Oh, oh.
Stop! I can't take any more.
I was just gonna keep going till you were disgusted.
I couldn't say anything. Because what you did is somehow grosser than what she did.
Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé. Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown. 90-day Beyonce. Marrying someone you only met on your phone. Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's reality, yes,
Let's love.
We're here. We are literally toe-sucking, unwashed feet when you've been camping.
Mm-hmm.
We're here. How's the view?
How smells like sewer.
How do you like this? How do you like it?
As y'all know, I used to swim in socks. So I don't love feet. It is ironic, though, that I have had men. I really need to start an OnlyFans for toes because I've had.
Here we go.
Because I can't help it if my feet are just.
blah.
I have these beautiful alabaster toes that men go crazy for. This has happened to me so many times.
So many. So many.
Many, many, many times.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, they still don't leave their number.
Yeah, or their names.
No.
Well, the
No.
real ones anyway.
Are the real ones anyway?
Yeah, only their wives know that.
This is reality gaze.
This is Happily Ever After. And if you're feeling that strange that feeling in your stomach that it's kind of like you're hungry but you're not hungry, that's just the I'm a little sick now.
Bum, bum,
I feel some existential depression. Happily Ever After blues.
Toes.
Suck.
This is Happily Ever After. This is Reality Gaze. I'm Maddie. That's Poodle. This is season 8, episode 2, The Princess and the Pea Brain. And y'all, this episode is why your husband wonders why the fuck you watch this show.
If they walked in the room and they saw Jasmine sucking Gino's toes, they gave you a look that said, what do we have in common anymore?
Yes, I would love to hear that from sissies. # concerned hubby. When has your husband walked in the room to 90 Day and saw something and questioned your choices? Are they probably, you know what? But they know better.
There's a lot of this episode. Happily Ever After is really the best at this.
Mm-hmm.
Is Happily Ever After gave us Happily Ever After gave us our first, I believe, sonogram, or that was B90, of Angela. They found one egg.
Yes.
One desiccated, smoke-filled egg.
When Caitlin took the picture and put a hat on it and googly eyes and a cigarette in its mouth.
Yeah.
That's a good job.
But Happily Ever After has given us a lot of these kind of situations. And we aren't, you notice that Big Ed and Liz were covered. We won't, I watched part of it. So I'll just tell you. I can tell you a little bit about what happened, but the funniest thing is they're both becoming real estate agents because, of course, they are. In Bentonville, Arkansas, and they're planning on getting married. We know how that wound up.
We know how that went.
But we don't cover them because he's a horrible, horrible, horrible person who left a voicemail on her that basically, in real life, that was one of the most horrific things we've ever heard.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It is shocking to me that. What is it now? Is Angela and Michael the only couple we haven't met yet?
No. I think there are more.
I'm surprised we haven't seen her yet, though. As big as a 90-day pool that she is, when we know that she's on this season.
I feel like there are more because who have we seen? We've seen Ashley and Manuel. We've seen Nicole and Mahmoud. Boy,
did we see Patrick and Thais yet?
No, we have not.
Okay.
We've seen Gino and Jasmine, obviously. Big Ed and Liz now. Emily and Kobe. I think there are 8 couples. Rob and Sophie.
Mm-hmm.
There are more than that, but yeah, I think maybe there's 2 or 3 we haven't seen yet.
Well, we'll see. Let me see. I'm gonna look and see who we're missing. But while I'm looking, we want to remind you, y'all, live shows.
Our live show tour, the If You Can Dream It tour. Y'all check out our art. It's basically showed us there's jizz all over the U.S.
Yeah.
I had a dream, and that dream became a reality, and that was the tour art. Someone said, I thought in my head it was even grosser, and like, that's your problem, Sickie.
You've been listening to us too long. By the way, the couple you were thinking of is Lauren and Alexi.
Oh, good God. Let's hope we just don't see them.
Yeah, we'll see them later.
But
I don't mind them.
I think we've already seen the people, the big players.
We have.
Definitely.
Back to what Poodle was saying. You can buy tickets on our Instagram, not our TikTok, because we don't have TikTok anymore because it's banned. Yeah, at this point, y'all might not even have TikTok anymore. Who the fuck knows? But so go to our Instagram, and that you can go to our link or your link tree, whatever way you want to say it. And
I think it is our link tree. And it is a tree with lots of links on it.
I know, but then it should be called Tree Link.
No.
Anyway, go to that. You can buy tickets there. We're still waiting for LA, Denver, Charlotte. Is it Phoenix?
No, we got Phoenix.
LA, Charlotte, Denver, Atlanta, and
Philly.
I think that's in Philly.
They're like 6 or 7. We're still waiting. I have an email drafted I need to send.
Yeah.
Kind of threatening.
Good.
I know.
Good. It should be. And if you're coming by yourself to our show, which we highly encourage,
Yes.
we definitely want to support you in that. So we're going to have our Solo Sissies stickers designed by Sissy Alyssa. Really cute. Sissy Alyssa designed them, and they will be there, and you can put one on so that way somebody can see that, hey, I'm here by myself, but I want to meet friends. And if you come by yourself and you don't want to meet anybody, then just don't put on a fucking sticker.
Don't put on a fucking sticker.
Fine.
Yeah, I wouldn't be caught dead in one, to be honest.
Some of you are asking to, and with our tour art, we will be selling T-shirts, and we will be selling posters at our live shows as well.
Someone suggested puzzles. I think that's a great idea, but we're not carrying them around.
No, I am not fucking carrying
I know.
puzzles around.
That was my second thought. I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. And then
I'm already on the edge of not doing merch anyway, because last year, because the men's and the women's shirts was such a fucking hassle, because all the sissies says, we want women's shirts, and then none of them bought any.
None of you bought any.
Y'all, do you know how many times... Poodle didn't even know this because he's running Q to Q and stuff, tech shit.
Yeah.
Do you know how many times I show up to a gig, and the person that organized the shirts mixed up the men's and women's sizes all together. And I'm trying to just prepare for show, and I'm having to organize shirts like I work at fucking Old Navy.
Well, you do have experience. You worked at Gap.
No, yeah. And I created this job for myself, so I never had to do it again. So you're only getting men's shirts now, and if you don't like it, you
Wow.
can suck a dick.
Wow. Look what y'all done to her.
Look what you did to me. We will be having some select sizes of our black KGQ shirts.
Keep going, Queens.
But
And I think we got some more T-shirt shirts too.
T-shirt shirts.
I'm
That
sorry,
doesn't make
not
sense.
tattoo shirts. T-shirt
No,
shirts.
no, honey. Those are all sold out.
They are?
Those have been sold out forever. Yeah.
OMG.
That
Okay.
yeah, exactly. So just no, we're only going to have that in our new shirts. So and then the posters. So anyway, that'll all be happening. Also, we want to tell you, Seeking Sister Wife. It's on the cringe tier.
The $8 tier, yes.
Yep, the smorgasbord tier. You can jump into that.
It is
Um,
giving everything this season.
I like it a lot. It's very good.
We had a
and,
special
yeah,
interview with one of the bats in the cenote.
We did. We did.
Yeah,
We did.
very Catholic bat. Strange.
Very Catholic bat, judgmental Catholic bat. I know you want something that you want to talk about real quick, though. I just want to tell people that if you're in the Los Angeles area, we will be at Podcast Movement this week. And it's Podcast Movement Evolutions. Don't go really if you're not a podcaster. It's not that type
Right.
of thing. We're not doing the show already. We are
No.
doing a panel with Mary Payne and Chris and Wall from DocuSweeties that will be moderated by Kate Casey from the Reality Life. So we're excited. But if you happen to be at Podcast Movement,
Yeah.
and I'll be
It's a
emceeing.
paid conference, so don't
paid
go
conference.
and just think you can show up.
I do get to introduce Amy Poehler, and I'm very excited
That's
about
exciting.
it. It is. So that'll be fun. And
Keep-
Damona Hoffman, she's doing a keynote.
Keep away your Lenny of Mice and Men arms.
You know what? Don't
Yeah.
tell me that.
Don't give her Lenny energy like you're gonna hug her.
It's fair.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Don't you've
fair.
snapped several necks.
It's fair. It's fair.
All right, y'all. One personal announcement from me. It's Sunday, and today you're hearing this on Sunday, or we're releasing it on Sunday. Seagull Song, my musical, closed today. We had 3 great weekends of performances. We're recording this on Wednesday, so we're going into the last weekend. I'm sure it's going to be good. And I could not thank you guys enough for the people who pledged and the people who paid for our Indiegogo perks. It's really made a difference to what we actually paid all our actors well, all our designers well, and it gave us a different way to look at this show than what we had been thinking. So that was very helpful. We're actually going to make a cast recording probably in mid-April on a break when we're touring.
Okay.
Because I've got the time. Because
You know what?
Time.
Our lives. I just got an email response today. We're gonna have to have. We're just gonna have to have. I've accepted that no more are we a one thing at a time venture.
Nope.
Got to juggle all the things.
So again, thank you so much for all of your support. It was very moving. I really appreciate you.
It was wonderful. I loved the show. I haven't
The
seen
laugh
it
a
yet.
minute riot.
I haven't seen it yet. I will. I want to apologize to the sissy that brought her husband that I made out with. He's not gay.
Oh, it's not that kind of show.
Well, but I might be depressed afterwards. I might need some little affection. Anyway. All right.
I think you'll cry.
We'll see. I cry more now.
You're still kind of robotic.
I cried at a cooking show last night.
Oh, maybe you are getting emotions.
I don't know. It's really good. It's called The Mountain Kitchen, and it's with Glenn Close's daughter. It's this new show I've discovered. Her name's Annie something. I don't remember. Y'all, it is so great, and Glenn Close shows up. I love it.
What network is this on?
It's on Discovery Plus, the Food Network, I think. Maybe it's Cooking Channel, but it's on. I just watch it on Discovery Plus
All right.
or Max. So
All right.
All right.
There will be a corner on our next show. On the show, I was just we'd finished our work, and I'd watched some of our shows we had to watch. And I'm like, I'll wind down with a nice some light reality TV fare. Turned on to Max, saw this show called Quiet on Set. I'll be talking about it.
It sounds like it's a real comedy.
Whoa. It's about Nickelodeon
and child actors.
And Dan Schneider and kind of what it was like to be a child actor working in that time. Yeah, through the lens of most specifically those Dan Schneider shows. Yeah. For those of you who have read Jeanette McCurdy's memoir, I'm Glad My Mom Died, this is required viewing because it will kind of give you a little bit of an idea and just about how kids were treated in that time and how, I'll be talking
And
about
for those that you don't know who Dan Schneider is, he did all of them.
all
iCarly,
that.
Zoe
iCarly,
101,
Zoe
Victorious,
101, yeah.
Drake and Josh. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, Drake. Oh, he even does Head of the Class, Henry Danger,
He was that was his first show was Head of the
Keenan
Class.
and Kel.
Yeah.
So,
He did everything at Nickelodeon, all those shows.
yeah. So,
What I like about you,
Yep, he does that. He did that. He did.
And
Oh my
let's save
God.
it for the corner. Let's save it for the fucking corner.
That's true. I forgot
Save
about
it.
that show, Guys
Save
Like
it.
Us. I remember that show. All right. Let's do this.
Let's go to bed, Jasmine, in our tent.
Ooh, I get horny in the mountains, Gino. I look at that tree and I think about your dick.
She says, "Make me see the stars in this tent." It's just, I don't know. The thing about this type of cringe is, at least I feel like underneath it all, they actually do love each other.
Mm-hmm.
But it's pretty gross. It's just I've never discovered I had a foot fetish until Gino was wearing those Jesus sandals.
There you go. I will say this. What I love, I know some people are grossed out about it, but I wish Jasmine could have been at the tell-all part 1 when Chantel was getting fucking shamed for wearing no
Me
panties.
Too.
Because I love that Jasmine just talks about her sexual kinks with no shame, no remorse.
It's I would much rather this than that bullshit on the Single Life tell all with Debbie and all the other with the He-Man Woman Haters Club,
Yeah.
men's
so,
rights advocates.
Yeah, anyway, I'm here for it. I didn't enjoy watching it.
I'm glad though that she is experiencing and exploring her sexuality. And I liked at one point she's like, "Want to try a finger up the ass?"
A little pinky. And he's like, hey.
And at one point she just looks at him and goes, "Shut up, you're
Yeah.
mine."
Yeah, because he goes, you are wild.
I love when Jessica goes, "Shut up, you're mine." It makes me laugh. I gotta tell you.
I mean, I'm just not over this couple.
And
Especially, this was a really, we'll talk about it, but I think it was kind of what happened at the end. So they're leaving their horny honeymoon, and Gino says, I'm hoping we just made a baby. And she says that, she's like, I had the best night.
but it's so shitty here. Let's leave.
It's so shitty here. I'm never coming back again. But she says, I'm glad he gave me his fish. She loves his fish, y'all.
Oh God. And but she hasn't told him about her fertility issues that she had. It was difficult for her to get pregnant, I believe, the second time.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, she said she even had to have, when she did get pregnant, she said she had to
she was
do
on hormone treatments.
shots every day so she would
Yeah.
keep the baby.
So she shows him her ovulation, as Michael from Love After Lockup. He was ovulating.
Ovulating. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That show's
Forgot
coming
about
back
that.
April 19th. Love During Lockup.
Mhm.
So for those of you on our second leg, we're the tour, we will definitely be talking some Love After Lockup. We're very excited about that. I think probably we can. You know what? Should we announce what the tour? Maybe we can just put it on our Instagram. Should we announce what shows we're going to be doing on the live show tour? Because
We can do that next week because it'll be the week before we leave.
You're right. Good.
Let's do
good
it next
call.
week. But that is something, y'all. I know some of y'all don't like to hear the shows on the live shows. A lot of you do. We get that, but what are we supposed to talk about? So that's when we don't have time to do two versions of the show. So we're just letting
Yeah.
you know that. And for some of you that are new, sometimes scheduling because of when we're traveling, when we're flying, and when shows air, things might not be getting dropped on the normal day. So we just
Yeah.
want to preface that
Flying, traveling.
over the next. Yes, we really try to honor consistency. We know that's a big deal in podcasting in general. It's a big deal for us. We know that y'all look forward. This is your Sunday night ritual. We want to try to keep those rituals as much as we can, but it's just it is going to fluctuate. And we ask you to just kind of take a breath and suck a dick, 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 and just breathe it in and out and just enjoy the ride.
There is a world of podcasts out there for y'all. We really do appreciate you listening, but diversify,
Yeah, listen to
Listen
Cray
to
Cray,
listen to
Pink
Mary
Shay,
Payne,
Blighty
Cray
Day.
Cray.
Listen to them, Cray on Sunday night, Docu-Sweeties, whatever. Married to
don't have-
Reality.
I don't think a lot of people have shows that come out on Sundays. We're like the only one.
So yes, she's showing him her calendar with the fish on it.
Our ovulation calendar. She's like, see, one fish is here, one fish, two fish, butt fish, toe fish.
Yeah. Buttfish, toefish.
The forgotten Dr. Seuss book.
And yes, and yes, one fish, two fish, fuck me in my butthole, three fish.
For 6 days, we have to fuck 12 times.
Yeah, like so every day adds. This feels like a poodle calendar that every day adds another fucking.
Yeah, after a while. The sad thing is, once you get it, it's not enough. You got to have like once or two times. And then finally, once you're fucked silly, then it's good enough for like 4 days. But it's never enough.
What's interesting? Okay, we got it. But what we do learn too is that Gino says, "Oh boy, I'm going to have to take Mo's pills." Yeah.
I will say, they're so upfront with their sex life. There's something that the way they do it is just kind of funny.
It's not performative.
No, I feel like Ashley's and Manuel's is though sometimes.
I don't know what's more, but this episode I thought like either I was like, are they playing up fighting a little bit? It feels like it a little. Or he just makes. I also feel like they fight, and we'll get to them. But there's a moment where they're kind of fighting, and it feels like Ashley wants to laugh, and it's because he's making her laugh. Like,
yeah, that's how he diffuses the situation.
I'm sad we didn't meet them in New York. I would love meeting her. I really like her.
You know, I think we would have a good time. I also think that she would admit she's fucking extra as hell. Yeah.
I think she's not a drag queen, not the way she like looks for him, but she's got that like I think she gets that this is all she gets her own foolishness. For the most part.
I don't know if I go that far, but I think she's when she is in that spot, she's earnest about it. I have a lot to say about the Valley Girl Spanish, which makes quite an appearance.
Quite an appearance.
I laugh like a fool when she does it. It makes me laugh like nothing else.
Nothing
Yo
else.
Tango Internet.
Yo Tango. I want to know what sissies think about this. Because Jasmine finally tells Gino, she says, "Look, I'm not the most fertile person," like you were saying. She tells him all this, and Gino's response is, and I don't think this is this intention. It's not malintent what he's trying to say, but he says, "Honey, don't worry about it. It'll happen when it happens."
Yeah.
I'm not a woman. I'm just trying to put myself in that place. I would be interested what other sissies have experienced, but to me, I feel like the guy, I want to say men don't say that. You think you're helping your wife, but it's like, to me, it's a kind of simile of like,
it's minimizing.
if
Yeah.
someone has a broken leg, not a broken, but
It'll heal when it heals.
yeah, it'll heal. Keep running the marathon on that leg. Just keep running, and then you'll eventually heal that leg, and you'll be able to finish. And I don't mean that. And broken's the wrong word. I don't mean women's bra. I don't mean that. I just mean that. I don't know. It just feels like that. You think you're helping, but you're adding to the shame. Because at least all my friends that have, and you and I have a lot of friends that have done this. A lot of women friends, and one thing that feels consistent with all my girlfriends who have tried to do this, even though they try to tell themselves not, there's this level where they feel like shame that their body isn't, quote, working correctly or something
They're
like
feeling
that.
shame because they can't give their husband what they want. What I was glad about is at least Gino did not say, "Why didn't you tell me that? Why didn't you tell me you have fertility problems?"
Yeah, he wasn't terrible about it. I actually think he was really, but I just wanted to bring that up for some of you male straight sissies, the four of you. But I'd like, it made me wonder, I should ask my friends, like, what should someone say in response to that? What would be helpful for you? I
Yeah.
don't know.
I think it's a very hard thing for straight men to understand, and men in general, because it's a very complex kind of thing. So maybe just, I think, sitting down with them and explaining how you feel, and especially when they say things like when they might say, it'll happen when it happens. I'm fine with that kind of minimizing, that where it seems like they're being nice, but it really does minimize how they feel.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think
anyway.
that the easiest way to make communication better is to actually, it seems redundant, but actually sit down and talk about your communication. And
No, you have to do that.
The relationship I'm in right now, we do this thing. We do role play.
No, I don't want to know that about. No, I don't want sexual role play.
But we talk about, when I'm saying role play, like I'll be you, or let's pretend we're having this conversation.
Oh, that type of role play.
What would you rather have me said? And that actually is really helpful.
Something I've said it before in the podcast, and it was something kind of that I learned in school, but just couples need to talk about how you fight, how you communicate whenever you're not upset in like in a place where you're really good and you just want to talk about it. I got worried.
It's really hard for a lot of people.
I didn't know you
No,
were
we
gonna
do that
go.
too. We do that
I don't
too.
need to know about that because I've met him, so it's weird. It's a person. He seems nice. I like him. I don't want to think about these things.
Ooh, I'm going to tell you all kinds of gritty
I
stuff.
do
So when
not.
you see him next time.
I do not want to know. So this next section was kind of gut wrenching to me because Jasmine couldn't even be like really upset or incensed with Gino because she was so distraught.
Yeah.
I think it points out that what we talked about before, that like they do really love each other, because they both, even Gino seemed really, even he didn't try to minimize his situation.
You're talking about when they're at the immigration office. I was going to talk about her phone call with the.
I forgot about that.
mom.
I forgot about that. Yeah, go ahead and talk about that.
So she's running in the park. Jasmine's running, getting her steps in. She's calling her mother and sister. The first thing she's like, "Oh, my shirt, you bitch!"
Yeah.
The sister stole her shirt, and the sister and the mom are taking care of her kids. I'm going to say this. Out of a lot of the moms who've come from other countries to stay in the U.S., I think Jasmine's one of the better moms, because she actively came in saying, my kids are going to get here soon.
Yes.
And I know we can take pot shots at women who leave their kids behind, but Jasmine, it has been like she didn't mention it a lot her first season of B90, but
Mhm.
the second season it was about him meeting her kids. Blah blah blah. My kids are going to come. We're going to go live with Papa Gino.
Yes.
So I think it makes her a good mom. So she even says they say the sister. I think both the mom and the sister. I think you also understand why Jasmine wanted to leave, because
Yeah.
Jasmine is this open nerve, and the mom and the sister love to kind of. It's almost like they need for her to get a reaction to feel anything. They need to get a reaction of her. And,
Yeah, that's true.
And they basically, even the sister's like, I don't think you should have ever left. I'm like, okay, Jesus. And mom's like, every day I'm in pain.
Evan Payne. I think it's
No
and
wonder she left.
and Jasmine says later on, like she said their relationship went through some rough patches. I thought she was talking about her family. I just realized she was talking about her
Gino.
and Gino.
Yeah.
Sorry. Never mind.
So later on, mom has to have a biopsy, and she's like, "Oh, I'll ask Gino for the money." And I think Gino would obviously give him the money
I think
for
he
it.
would, yeah. Mhm.
And but she says, if something ever goes wrong with my mother, I will never forgive myself. So, God, Jasmine's got a lot of guilt.
I can't imagine. I feel guilty sometimes, very rarely, but being in California, like with my mom's balance and stuff, I'm like, what if something happens to her and I'm not there? It's better now that she lives in my brother's hometown. But I worry about that. Don't you?
Yeah, of course.
It's John
No.
now on the show.
No, I do, but I have to prioritize my own sanity.
When I said like I worry about it not constantly, like I worry about it maybe like once every couple of months or something. Like, but for Jasmine, because she has so much going on, I bet it constantly weighs on her.
Oh, yeah. And she says, I'm a crappy mom, I'm a crappy daughter. And I'm sure she thinks that all the time. But never mind. We are meeting Anthony, the immigration attorney.
Oh,
who-
y'all, Miss Ray is shady.
Who is shady as fuck tongue pop.
Miss Ray wants to work. You gonna sign up for Ray Law if you come see Miss Ray.
Ray Law.
Mm-hmm. The Reverend Ray. Woo!
Reverend Dr. Ray Esquire.
Reverend Dr. Anthony Shady Ray. So
Gino says, I'm not getting an attorney. I don't need to. And it's a matter of pride now for Gino because he's figured it all out.
mhm.
And he's like, I've done all the work. And he walks in there and y'all, this is what Gino calls an info only meeting. So this is like a
Mhm.
free consult.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Anthony basically says, he's like, yes, and Gino says, I've already done all the work and blah, blah, blah. And Anthony goes, oh, you're a semi-expert. The shade rattle goes off.
I would love to just don't spend the time to do it, but I would love for Christina or someone to re-edit the scene with soundtracks from RuPaul's Drag Race. Yeah.
So anyway, she was asking him. So Jasmine asked, when can I go back to Panama? Because I'm worried about my mom and I want to see my kids. She's like, oh, you can. He's like, you can travel. That's not a problem. But the processing is 8 to 12 months. Wah, 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 wah. Like, this bitch was made for reality television.
Oh,
this is
yeah.
great work. This is great on camera.
Great work. And
Maybe nominated for like best first time on a reality show.
And he says, having a professional helps. And Jasmine says, I'm having a panic attack. I thought this would take 3 months. I'm hoping I can see my children and my mom. And then Ray just says, yeah, why aren't your kids here?
That's when I paused it. And he's like, so why aren't the kids here?
Like, just in the most, that was a little almost too much because I'm like, dude, like, don't shame Jasmine. And that's where Jasmine says, which makes sense. I think it actually makes Jasmine a good mom. Their relationship was very tumultuous. And she was Tumultuous. Secrets and tumultuous. Y'all, Family Chantel, our class.
He would say tumultuous.
He would say tumultuous. Karen had a tumultuous relationship with Pedro. Y'all, we love Family Chantel so much. Covering that on our classes, it's so good.
She got argumentative with him.
Argumentative. I can't wait for the cowboy episode. Anyway, so she said, I wanted to make sure this is a safe environment. And he goes, yeah, but you had them on the K1 petition, right?
Well, I was going
You
to
did that,
I was
Gino,
going
right?
to update a change of status, and then Google didn't tell you how to do that.
Oh!
I mean, this needed like an audience of like 11 drag queens,
Or yes,
just sipping tea.
I was literally going to say, cut to a drag queen sipping a straw, or Maury Povich, where everybody just goes, oh!
Yeah. This needed memes at every single response. And y'all, at that point, she's realizing it's going to take longer to get. She's just
Well, he tells
staring.
him. Hold on. Let me just say how he says it. It's even shaded because he says, "Yeah, you're adjusting her status, but if you didn't put the kids on the thing, they don't have a status. They don't have anything. You didn't do anything for them. Like literally, he just says,
Yeah.
you did nothing for them."
And y'all,
And you see
Jasmine-
Gino's face.
Gino's face falls. Jasmine stares like she could burn him up with her eyes.
But in behind it, even more, that is a deep set. Like it broke my heart actually,
it's
because
really
you can
sad.
tell that she is gutted and she's crying. And then
And he says, well, you know what? If they would have had a petition, we could have had the kids here in 6 months.
well, and he even said, if I have done it, I would have put him on the position. Would have worked. And
Whoa.
so Jasmine says, how am I going to tell them it's going to take 2 years for them to come here? She's like, this is a nightmare. Did I make this huge mistake? And she said, I
this
never
was
should have
rough.
come here without my kids, ever, ever, ever.
Google could have helped. I tell you some other people Google could have helped. Emily.
Yes.
Emily's like, I know nothing about the country of Cameroon.
I got to, before we get into them, I want to tell you, I just got a message from Meredith. Christine Quinn's husband, this is trigger warning for domestic assault. Christine Quinn's husband has been arrested for
Shut
assault
up.
with a deadly weapon.
Shut up.
Yeah. So breaking news on our Selling Sunset show, y'all.
Oh my God.
It's all over. Apparently
I hope
he
she's
threw,
okay.
again, trigger warning for domestic assault. Apparently he threw a bag with glass but missed, and it actually struck his child, causing an injury.
No. Oh my
So-
God.
So he was booked on assault with a deadly weapon and remains in custody. More to come. But that's a show we
Covering
cover.
reality is always fun.
Oh, yeah. Okay, back to Emily and Kobe. I got to say this. You're not going to like this. And I'm going to probably eat these words, but I really like Emily this season. I like her family. Like, I will say this. I think her family, we have seen people on 90 Day Fiancé be so shitty about non-American cultures. Her family was fucking lovely
No,
about all this.
It's the opposite of like Family Chantel going down to Dominican Republic going, are there gangs here? Are those wild dogs?
Yes, or like Jiggy Jiggy trying to wear that outfit, or who else was it? Like even better than, or way better than, what's her name? Tarot Card, who was all like, I got it with her and her husband that she got married to in India.
Who? Oh, Jen?
No, who's the Tarot Card girl who makes videos about being happy, but she's terribly sad?
That's that other Emily.
Emily, yes, that
is
is
her
Emily.
name, Emily? Yeah. Is that her name?
Is that her
Emily?
name? Y'all, they
Kimberly,
just go,
Kimberly.
They just flow in and out, in and out.
Oh, she was awful.
Anyway, so just kudos to the family for like
I
what you can
agree.
see is they really love Kobe.
I guess I'm saying maybe production played this up, but when she's like, I like to wear the costumes, but I'm like completely ignorant about Cameroon and I don't know anything. And I'm thinking, Wikipedia's right there, honey. Or you could have asked your husband.
I mean, yeah, she could have, and yeah, she could have learned more. I mean, I think that was an honest. Maybe she felt you could definitely tell that they were handling well. You could tell that. Well, we'll just go into it. You could tell they were overwhelmed. So y'all, they're flying. They land in Cameroon.
She does apparently think that there should be more animals like the Lion King.
I know. I'm like that made me roll.
Did you think this was the Serengeti? That's when I realized she thinks all of Africa is the Lion King.
I kind of thought it was probably a joke, but maybe not. Maybe not. They just had actually their third baby, by the way.
Yes.
So and another fucking gorgeous baby.
Stop putting the fucking condom on your finger. Jesus.
I think he wanted a lot of kids though, didn't he?
But get out of the parents' house before you before. God.
You're never going to get out of your parents' house if you keep having children. That's true.
Stop being a fucking drain on your parents. Yeah, I know it's free childcare, but come on.
God, I hope we see them come back from Cameroon and their whole season's just not about Cameroon because I really need to see that sister that hates her.
By the way, we did find out, and people have said that the house has plenty of bathrooms. The one bathroom thing was a production thing.
Emily said that was a production thing. Not
Yeah, I was gonna say because that's when I said it's quite the design flaw.
Quite the design flaw. I wonder if Kobe though. I wonder if they're supposed to get their own place, but I don't know the customs of Cameroon. But the American is, there's a lot of cultures where you do live with parents and you share a home. And I wonder in Cameroon if that's more.
Well, in general, that's true. But you move out when you move out when you're married, usually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Poodle's not living with your kids, y'all.
Nerp. So y'all, what I like though, this is one of my favorite tropes of Happily Ever After is when they do go and visit where the other person is from.
Me too.
I think this is going to be by no means do I think this is going to be a heavy season for them.
No.
I think it's they do get there after flying for 23 hours, which must have been hell.
Can you imagine doing that with two small kids?
No, but the kids actually don't look like anyone had a meltdown. The kids are really cute, I must say. As someone who doesn't really love children, the kids are really cute.
They're gorgeous.
And Kobe's so excited to meet his friend Valerie, and all I can think of is Valerie. Why don't you come on over, Valerie?
Ba-da-bop. Ba-da-bop.
Why don't you meet us at the airport in Douala, Valerie? I think because it was colonized by the French. I think it would probably be Valérie, but I think they're probably saying it more like an American translation. Because when he was out there, Kobe was still speaking French.
Oh,
the language of Cameroon is English and French.
You should have spoke. Did you speak French to him in New York? You should have.
I did not. I only spoke to him very briefly because you were monopolizing him the whole time. You were up in his business, and it was actually embarrassing.
Yeah, I will say this.
It was embarrassing.
That man is fucking sexy in person.
And he's tall.
He's tall. He's like a mountain of a man.
And actually, that's why I was kind of surprised. She's actually kind of tall.
Yeah. She seems petite on the show, or shorter because he's so tall. But y'all, that is you know what?
I agree with you.
I'd be getting digged down by that guy so much. I'd probably be popping out kids too. God, I need to have sex.
It's just called family planning, y'all. Please. Anyway,
you could whisper French in my ear.
Stop.
Okay.
So anyway, we hear from Valerie. He said, he's been a best friend for 20 years. He called me when he was in China and said, so I met this white lady and called me again and said, now the white lady's pregnant. So we didn't know what to think.
And I'm going to marry her. And Valerie says, we worry because we watch the movies. And in all the movies, white women are very bossy.
I wonder what movies they see.
Like
and
Big Business.
It's just like women going, I can imagine Big Business was huge in Cameroon.
I love Big Business.
Like everything they see is like a nagging wife, the trope.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, which is not far off from Emily.
That's the plot line. That's going to be because even it is kind of funny. And maybe this is why I like watching them. And maybe it's because she was so horrible to him. At least the edit from the first season.
The edit there, she got. Well, it's interesting. People do seem to like them on Pillow Talk. I don't watch the show.
We don't watch Pillow Talk about.
But she got a rough edit.
She did.
I hated her. I hated her on that season.
You did. But I wonder now, after watching all that, it's kind of nice to feel like she's a little bit like, like this. She kind of has to sit in her shit a little bit.
Well, now she realized I can't do anything shitty at all.
Yeah, she's like, I can't be real bossy on this camera, or I'm going to look
anything.
Like I'm going to look like bitchy white woman, and so. Now they have people, they land, people are helping them with their luggage.
Porters,
and then Naughty Day starts playing this ominous music, and all these guys are crowded around Kobe. And I'm like, is someone about to get stabbed? Like the way they made it feel was so dramatic.
Well, what started to happen is I thought it was people asking for money. That's and Kobe's like, I was prepared for this. He's like, I gave him a little bit and said, that's all I'm giving you. But the way it was filmed made it look nefarious for sure.
It looked like one of your like Saturday darkroom encounters.
People were wearing more clothes than they should have been.
Yeah.
Just a big black light.
But even her family was just you could tell they were rattled.
Not enough people in gas masks.
Wow. Wow.
By the way, someone posted in the Sissy Squad an ad that said, I blame all you in this group for this. This is our Facebook group. And it was the ad for Asset. So we've talked about Whole Enough for all of our listeners to be getting ads for Asset, which is the butt lotion for your asshole.
And it's good to be transparent.
And both of us bought it.
The Poodle and I bought it. Yeah.
And I don't think it works. And it was very expensive.
I haven't tried it yet, honestly.
I have.
What are you doing? Are you looking in the mirror, looking at your butt, or asking your gentleman friend if your butt looks better?
I didn't do it. Actually told you to look at your butt. I just didn't want to like sit on a mirror, and that seemed like a lot of work for me.
I don't want to. I mean, I'm not grossed out by it.
I've got plenty of other pictures of my butthole that people have sent me, so I've got a lot of pictures.
All right.
What are you gonna do? What else are they gonna do?
Speaking of having the one eye
like
on
one of your French girls.
Speaking of having the one eye on everybody, Kobe says, and I'm glad that Kobe said this because Emily says, we're here, everyone's looking at us, it's shocking. And Kobe says, it's very similar. When I moved from America, everyone's eye was on me in Kansas. Yeah. And that was something they talked about on their season. So the next morning, they're traveling to go see their grandparents. They're going to 2 hours to Boyer.
2 hours away. I didn't get the name of the town. They flew into Douala.
Yes. They go shopping for, I loved this. They're going shopping for Cameroonian.
Right. Cameroonian, yeah.
What I loved about it, again, props to her family and props to Emily. Emily like walks in and immediately she's like, oh my God, I want this. I love this. I take it all. I want this. I want this. I want that. But I love that. Because we have so many people that walk in and they're just standing there like, what do I do?
Did you hear Dad with all they putting all him? He's like Wakanda.
I know it was. But like, think about even Nicole, someone who's into fashion. and how
Yeah.
she felt so repulsed by what Miss Mood wanted her to wear when she was in Egypt.
Oh,
But even when she was
I've got a lot to say on our second show about
no,
that.
yeah, she really it's
Y'all,
ooh.
that similar feeling, that kind of disgust and that depression that I felt with all Nicole and Miss Mood segments, that has returned.
It's returned. And well, now I have it. Even I mean I kind of felt it
Welcome.
before, but even I was like,
Welcome.
whoa.
Welcome.
So they're shopping for outfits. They're all getting dressed up. The kids look adorable. And even Lisa brings up a very thoughtful question of, I just want, are they going to be offended that we're wearing this? Because they don't want to appropriate culture.
Right.
And Kobe's like, no, this is a sign of respect.
Which is not a question a lot of people would have
We don't get this on 90 Day Fiance.
It's true. Now, y'all, most people who are they're empathetic people and they're thinking ahead would say, I don't know if this feels right. But a lot of people on 90 Day Fiance would not do this. So it does seem like these are good people and they're putting on, I think the clothes, they're beautiful they're putting on and everyone looks really good. The kids look adorable. And
I think it's great that, and again, I kind of knew this, but it's great that it is sometimes the Learning Channel that obviously all the different tribes have different cultures.
154 tribes.
Yes, the Cameroonian outfits, they combine Kobe's dad and Kobe's mother's tribes because they're from different tribes.
I think it's really cool.
Oh, so too.
Yeah.
I loved it. I will say this. Those hats looked hot. I would have been so hot in that hat.
I think a lot of the clothing looked warm to me. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think that's it for this episode. So because we're not covering Big Ed and Liz.
Yeah,
so
Emily does say the last thing I just thought this was she said this is kind of what makes me like her more but I'm sure she'll like get on him about something and treat him terribly and I'll be like, but she says there's a part of me that feels disingenuous in putting on these and showing up. I feel like I'm the white woman that because I feel like I'm the white woman to them that took away their son. And I was like, that's an honest feeling. So anyway.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's going to be something I have to work through. Y'all, the next show on Monday's show will be Rob and Sophie, Nicole and Miss Mood, and of course, Ashley and Manuel.
Oh, Ashley and Manuel.
And a corner on Quiet on Set.
And some tarantulas.
Oh, yeah, Rob saying hello to the tarantulas.
Yeah.
We did find out, because I think you asked who would have 6 tarantulas. And one spider sissy in the Patreon comments like, finally, my time to shine.
She was so
Finally.
happy.
And she said it's not unusual to have a lot because they don't need a lot of space, and that's pretty normal. So,
But you can't put them in the same thing because I guess they eat each other. I'm assuming.
I think it's great. You have whatever pet you want. If there's a tarantula in my house, I'll imagine it getting out.
Well, she said, and I understand this because at first I was like, why do you want to get something that doesn't show you affection?
I don't need that. I don't need affection.
But she said, but also there also is this thing, like one of the best ways for people to get out of depression is to have a pet.
Yeah.
Because you're taking care of something. So like, I think she mentioned, I just needed to or maybe another sissy who has like a snake or something said, I needed just to take care of something, but I was overwhelmed or I couldn't do a dog or
couldn't do a puppy or a kitten.
And
or
I went,
a cat,
I get that. That makes sense. You need to go home. You can't go out and like drink or whatever. If you're worried, you need to show up for something. I think that's good in life to
maybe I'll get a Venus flytrap. I can feed it meat. Reminds me of my asshole.
Don't forget to use that BetterHelp code, everybody. All right, that's the show. That is, y'all all shaded me, saying I was like, oh, this might be some nice couple. I'm still standing by it. I'm still enjoying it.
What are you talking about?
I'm hopeful for the season. I'm hopeful. Oh. I know. Look, I know it's going to get
There's a lot of things
dashed.
people should shade you for. I thought you were going to say that. You didn't know who fucking Jim Jones was the other day when we were on. Was it Seeking Sister Wife?
I think so.
You need to have just for your own interests, you need to have like a passing familiarity with things like that.
I'm just shocked he lived in a town called Jonestown. How serendipitous. Like, I would, if there was the maps.
I'm like, they named it after him because they thought he was a god.
Oh, I thought like it's just, he saw a town. The town was called like, Jay
They moved
Birdville.
to Guyana and created it because they needed to be away from people. Oh, then
It's
the
not
senator came and they shot him.
Wow. They should make a movie about this. This is intense.
There've been lots of documentaries, and I've seen most of them. Yeah, I was obsessed with it because my mother told me the story when I was way too young.
She really caused a lot of this. I think, well, maybe you need to watch a lot of this horrible true crime stuff.
There's lots of reasons why people
But
watch
I
it.
think, actually, y'all, this is a really horrible, traumatic child abuse story. So if you want to check out Bive,
Great
We
way to
Love
end the
You.
show.
No, but the reason why I recognize that, why I don't watch a lot of this stuff, and I'm genuinely asking you, how do you let it go? Because I recently read the article that was in the news about that woman in Ohio who left her baby for 12 days and went on a vacation. It's horrible.
I've never heard of that.
It just happened. It just came out. This woman,
I think I avoid those kind of shows.
but like that, and the baby died. The baby died.
well,
It's horrible.
That's what I assumed.
But
How do I let it go?
like I'm gonna think about that. Like that will pop into my head a year from now. So when I watch this stuff, that's why I don't watch a lot. How do you not let it sit in your brain? Because it will for me.
A lot of true crime there's usually like cold case files and forensic files. Usually things are solved. So there is some type of closure. Sometimes there's not. But for me, it helps me, for people who have brains like mine, it helps me. I'm constantly curious about things, and I'm curious about the nature of humanity and how someone can do that to another person.
Mhm.
And it helps me enlarge my perspective about that, because seeing that it makes me think in a way, makes my brain think in a way that is trying to be more understanding, trying to understand.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah,
but
it's hard for me not to.
I think it's-
even solved or not.
I think it's how people think about it. I think a lot of people lean into it, and it's kind of there's a lot of theories about why people like it. It also has something to do with the way of the storytelling of true crime.
Yeah,
and how it's told in that way. But
the mystery part I like. I like the mystery part of it.
yeah,
It's
not for everybody.
But it's when things like
you-
showing the brutality of human nature. When I find out what the crime is, I'll
Yeah.
literally just play it over in my head.
You need to know who Jim Jones is, though. That
I
has
think
nothing
I'm
to do with
fine.
true crime. That's actually just history.
Well, he's not related to George Jones, but he looks like him. That's the show. All right, everybody, go to Reality Gaze Podcast thank you for answering that question. Go to Reality Gaze Podcast on your Instagram, Reality Gaze, our website. We're also on Twitter, Reality Gaze Pod. Again, you can find all the Linktree stuff there. And we're getting very excited to finally see y'all out on the road. Don't forget, for our New York City show, Joey and Ellen from I Think Not will be joining us. They will be joining us in New York City. We're very excited.
Y'all, it's
And-
taking every bit of integrity I have not to blab about our New York City musical number. All of them, everything. I will say all of the numbers that
I just
that
want
I
to have
planned
some
out
things be
the-
a secret
the
for
next
people.
three. I know it's.
I just
so
want some
hard.
people to be
I
surprised.
just want to tell it.
I want them to don't even know. They don't even know we're singing a song. They just think they're showing up for
Okay,
a podcast,
no,
and there's
everyone knows we're singing
no.
songs.
There's a lot of new people. I want them to experience.
Guess what? We're singing
Uh,
songs for every show,
God,
and it's not just the theme song. We're singing like other shit.
I guess we can't have surprises anymore.
No.
All right, everybody, that's the show. We call these people. Oh, go to our. If you want to listen to this show commercial free If you want to listen to ad free for your pleasure, go to follow us on RG Plus, and the $8 tier is a commercial free tier. You can do that through patreon.com/realitygaze or on Supercast or on Apple subscriptions. We also want to say that couple of things. First of all, if you
I'm
are
glad you addressed this. I was going to mention
classes
it.
on Family Chantel classes, we have our watch-alongs where we're watching the video, the episode that our producer Christina edited in real time for the first time. She does an edit of that. We're going to be watching that. That's going to be free, public for everyone.
The video for the first time.
Not even if you're not on Patreon or Supercast, because those are the only two
We're going to
platforms
send you
that
a
have video.
link that you can see it.
We're just putting out a link on our social media. It'll be in the Sissy Squad and the Facebook group. It'll be out where you can
Yeah, we're not
watch
gonna
a
send it to you.
video.
I'm sorry. We're going to make you go for it.
Yeah, you got to go and look for it.
Yeah.
So, so that'll
Also,
be out.
If you're on Apple subscriptions, if there's a problem sometimes that you're like, why isn't this showing up? The easiest thing to do, here's a hot tip. Scroll down, and a lot of times your feed will update.
Oh yeah, or press down and it'll update the feed. We're having, some of you are
That's
having
for all the
issues.
Carl's wives out there.
I guess ads are jumping in the middle of the song. We are aware of that. We're working on it.
We're working on that. That is a thing. Apple is being a little flexible with their ad when they put ads in, and it's not something we like.
No,
So,
and
yeah.
because we denote that. So we're working with that with Apple. So anyway, just wanted to let y'all know. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Or we'll see you tomorrow. Actually, we call these people.
Just get to it.
We call these people lonely hearts because aren't we all just lonely hearts looking for love in all the wrong places?
Yes, and if you've ever had a shady immigration attorney tongue pop his way through a consult
Would
with
have
no
worked if
money,
I did it.
you can call us